Hi everyone, it's Kelly here. Thought I'd do a little life update of what's going on in my life recently. Some of you might have known, I was a landscape designer and I graduated from UBC's Master of Landscape Architecture program. We started the program during COVID. It was tough to start already, but after I started working in the industry in Vancouver, I didn't really enjoy it as much, and what I was working on was not really much of a design. Mostly what you do is CADing plans, and there's not a whole lot of mentorship and support in the process. A lot of it you're kind of on your own trying to figure out what the next thing to do. Of course, there's some support, but the aspect of design wasn't really emphasized in your day-to-day work. Your main job is to fulfill what the client wants, and that really comes to luck. It might be that your client is great, it gives you a lot of creativity room for you to explore, or you could have a very controlling client, then you have to do everything their way. So that was kind of like my situation for the previous job that I was at. I didn't feel that I had a lot of design freedom to do what I wanted. And then that leads into anxiety, thinking, okay, is this something that I really wanted for my life? I'm like turning 35. I want to have a family, I want to have stable income, or I want to have a freedom to support my family and also doing something that I love. And at the time I thought landscape architecture might not be the path for me to get there. But I don't know what I could do. I feel very stuck. I'm very anxious about the future. That leads me into a period of anxiety, depression, feeling that I lost interest in a lot of other things that I used to be very interested about in my life. Thank God that I decided to do a mental assessment and work with my family doctor to figure out what the options are. He was very supportive at the time, and he suggested me to go on medical leave. And that I started this whole break time from April this year, 2025, to what is July. It's been 3 months. And in the beginning, the first month, I was getting supplemental support from my company and some of the EI sickness benefit payment. But then after a month away from work, I decided that I'm going to resign and not continue that sort of career path for now. So I resigned and continued getting payment from EI sickness while I was exploring what other options I could do social media, I could do content creation. I was also exploring what I could do if it's not for a desk job. And I knew that I like yoga, I like meditation. So I thought maybe yoga teacher training could be an option for me to move forward. At least I could get a program that could get me certified, which is international recognized, then I can travel around the world, or I can do yoga part-time while still do my content creation on the side. And so that's what's been happening. I'm in week 1 of my yoga teacher training course, and has been very interesting, I would say. If you guys are interested in knowing more about the yoga training course, the one was 240 hours at Vancouver. It's also covered by student aid. So if you are permanent resident or Canadian citizen, you could apply for student aid to cover all the cost of your courses, your classes, and they also will cover some of the living expenses. And you don't need to pay them back until 6 months after the course is finished. So that's July to October in this year in 2025. I am sort of recovered from that depression phase, and my doctor have agreed with me that I could move from EI sickness to EI regular benefits if the government approves my application. I'm also getting counseling services from Rose Wellness, and they offer free public counseling services. I'll leave the link down below if you are interested in checking that one out. So moving forward in the next few months, I'll probably talk about my EI application process, how I'm doing reporting, what you need to do before you start the application, how you get approved, and how to talk to your doctors, what happens when your sickness benefits run out, how do you transition from the EI sickness benefits to EI regular benefits. I will also be updating my yoga training journey, what I've learned, what was challenging, what was very inspiring. I feel like I'm still in that chaotic phase of exploring, seeing what is going on, but I can see a little bit of a hope and a brighter future compared to what I was probably end of last year, was like the worst of my depressive period. So hopefully this is helpful, a little quick update of what's going on in my life. And if there's anything you're interested in knowing more about my life in Vancouver, Canada, leave a comment below. I'll get back to you when I see it. See you in the next one.